All right. Welcome to Pine Grove News Live. 6 o'clock on the dot. Yeah. Hope everyone's doing okay. It's Friday, and I know that means that, I'm doing okay. Got 2 days off. I can either stay up late, I can get up late tomorrow, whatever. I want to say hello to Laura. Okay, went off to the UK. Husband's in the military. I want to say goodnight to her because it is late there, 5 hours on top, not seven. I thought it was like 6 or 7. I know Israel's 7 hours ahead. So 5 hours ahead, that's 6, 11 p.m. there. Yeah, so have fun, Laura. And God bless, sister. Yeah. So I don't know. Always got news, it's going to come to you in no particular order tonight because I don't know. A lot of it is just the same old stuff. It just really is. And you know what's going on politically. They're still attacking Trump with this impeachment crap. I mean, why can't the rest of America see what's going on and just, I don't know, can they be fired? I heard that Trump could fire the whole lot. I heard that he could just let go, let Congress go and just do a revote or something. Something I heard today. Anyway, um, I guess the other thing, and I don't have a lot of stories. I'm just going to tell. I listened to Rush Limbaugh and AM 560. He's on from noontime till 3 p.m. I guess, and he's pretty popular. Not that I agree with a lot of his stuff, but he does have very good information. Anyways, he was out there talking about what's going on with this, you know, impeachment process and the backlash and the outrage, and of him going and talking to the president and China, okay, to find out if there has been any wrongdoing on Biden's side or anybody else. And Rush was talking about how that could be a big problem. And I can see the problem. I hope you can see it too. Because basically, the swamp, whatever you want to call it, I mean, all politicians that I know of, I know, yeah, there may be, some that are not tainted or, you know, bribed or in any case. I mean, that's just what politicians are, I guess, unfortunately. And I think a lot of us Americans, have come to realize that, and we pay that no mind until we come to situations like this. But in any case, this is what uh, Trump is doing out there. He's stirring up that bee's nest. We're talking about corruption. Like, okay, what's Rush had mentioned something about the basic salary that every member of Congress or whatever gets, and that's somewhere between. We heard that AOC and a couple other ones from the squad were getting 150,000 a year. Yeah, and so I guess that's a base salary, but then I think the top pay is like 200,000, but that's what Rush says. I don't know anything about that. But then you find that when it's time for these politicians to either retire or they are no longer or can't win their district or whatever again, what have we been hearing about a lot of these people? I mean, 150,000, even 200,000 a year. I mean, that's a lot of money for me. I mean, I could live off that for quite a number of years. I mean, we do live off very little. But in any case, most of these politicians, they don't leave. You know, that 150,000, say over 8 years. I mean, you figure it out. It doesn't equal millions. Maybe a million. Well, I don't know, maybe two, depending on how long they're there. But you're talking about, I mean, I will go out and say Maxine Waters, for one. You know, she's one of those people that draw, what, 175,000 a year. She's got a $5 million house. Okay, she's gotten very lucrative deals. I mean, she's also a real estate owner. You know, stuff like that. Okay, they go in there with these base salaries, and then they come out multimillionaires. And so this is um, the boat that Trump is rocking. Okay, because you know it's been in the news. Okay, that Biden had someone fired in the Ukraine, a prosecutor who was on working on a corruption case, and his son was involved in it, and he had that guy fired, or else they wouldn't get some money that was that they were looking for, or some deal. But apparently, this also extends to what Biden got or was given by China as well. And even though these allegations are big, and you might even see the first corrupt presidential nominee. Well, he's not even a nominee yet; just just running, trying to be the nominee. Been vice president before, and you could actually see him or his son or both of them be arrested for these things. And then the problem is that all these other politicians are just, I don't know. I mean, we need to pray for Trump. He's opened up a can of worms that once you, and he's going with it. I mean, Giuliano, we got an interview from with Giuliano for about 3 minutes, stating what Giuliano's going to do, because he is now one of Trump's lawyers. Of course, you've heard him be pretty verbal in the past week. You're talking about the majority of politicians take money, open foundations, and some of them aren't in their names, like the Clinton Foundation. Okay, and then they, you know, have people, donate to their foundation. I mean, I know it's all based upon, promises or voting for bills, stuff like that. I mean, we've seen the movies. Uh, anyways, uh, we need, because Trump is, and everyone agrees that Trump is not like any other president that we've ever had, ever. First of all, he's basically not a politician. Of course, Washington wasn't a politician either. I mean, he was a general, in the army. He did lead men into battle, um, but he wasn't a politician. Most of these politicians, they're lawyers in one way or another. I mean, Obama was supposedly an expert in the Constitution, some kind of lawyer, a constitutional lawyer. I mean, he knew exactly what he was doing with a lot of things, picked it apart. Not that we're under the Constitution anymore. That's why you see a lot of these things going on. I mean, Second Amendment, and it clearly states that that those rights are not to be infringed on, period. And we just keep letting them. In any case, it just looks like it's going to be, well, I don't know if it can be, it can be a little darker than it is now, believe me. If we end up, I don't know what you would call it if you have politicians. I don't even think that there is going to be a Democratic Party after this next election. I don't think, I think it'll just totally dissolve. I think you probably see, some other type of party come in there and just push out the Democratic Party. I don't. It doesn't have a leg to stand on. Most of them are just. They just seem not only corrupt but totally delusional, and just taking whatever they can and twisting the meaning of letters, documents, phone conversations, and just taking whatever they want to get out of it and then stating it, which it is has nothing to do with it whatsoever. So you know what's going on. So with that, I don't know. Yeah, you know that there's only what we're in October already. We only have 3 more months before 2020. Somebody mentioned that, and I didn't. I mean, it just snapped. I just said, "Whoa, 2020 already?" I thought it was like at least another year away. We're going to be in 2020 in 3 months. Wow. I don't know. Time is just flying by so quickly, and talk with other people about this. The older you get, it just seems to go by faster and faster. And while talking to somebody about this, we reminisced and said, yeah, when we were kids, I mean, right? When you're a kid, say 9 years old, you want to become an adult, and things just are going so slow. I mean, you actually add your birthday, maybe in 6 months. So you're really 9.5, right? Or 9 3/4. I mean, kids actually stress that point. Oh, you're 9 years old, right? No, I'm 9.5. So in any case, it's just it's just weird how these things happen. Thinking about that where I work, with all these elderly adults and all their physical and emotional and problems that they have, Alzheimer's, what's the other, dementia, not to mention the cancers that some of these people are. I mean, I could try and come up with a list of how many of these elderly adults have passed since I've been there, and I'll be there 2 years in another week, and that just flew by. But anyways, these people, and your thoughts right now. Say if you're 60 years old like I am, I mean, your mind is still like, say, a 30-year-old. I mean, I still feel my mind is still as, I guess, as fresh, if you want to call it that, as a 30-year-old. Try to do some of the things that you try and do as a 30-year-old when you're actually 60, and then you'll be set in your place. In any case, it's just weird how that works. I guess I'll be doing some praying or a little bit more to find some kind of, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's not meant to be understood. Just something that happens and you're aware of it. Just in any case. So I'll come out with the news and we'll get this over with. I mean, I always say that there's not much of it, but we still end up going the whole hour. But anyway, I'll just get on to it. Sorry about, I keep getting on that soapbox every time I start. Codename Alaska. It's from Now the End Begins, but let me put this up here first. Okay, this called this Fair Use Act is put up there for to allow for the purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, parody, which doesn't infringe copyright under 17 USC 107. So, Codename Alaska. Planned Parenthood opens an 1,800 square foot building in secret, this mega clinic capable of performing over 11,000 abortions per year. Kind of like, mega Walmart. Yeah, I don't know why I said that, but the new location is just 13 miles away from Missouri's last remaining abortion clinic, a facility in St. Louis fighting to keep its license. Since August 2018, Planned Parenthood has used a shell company to construct the facility, leaving no public trace that the former medical office would become one of the largest abortion clinics in the country. So, CBS News first visited the site in August while it was still being built. So, let's pray for that not to happen, huh, people? Yeah. Abortions. No to abortions. Yeah. So, and this from shiftplan.com. We mentioned this a couple times past few videos, but this one is kind of like an update to it, okay? And kind of let you know maybe it is becoming true, according to the FEC, and I don't know what that is, federal something, obviously. Electoral College, is that it? Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign is raising money. Is one last run for the White House coming? But that's not necessarily true, folks. After all, remember, she is owner and founder of the Clinton Foundation. Now, I'm sure that those funds have to be put in another type of account somewhere in the DNC or whatever. But I don't know. But there you have it. They raised, let's see. According to the FEC, Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign is still active, and it actually raised $165,902 during the first 6 months of 2019. Well, they got 165,902.73. So I think that's still 165,000. Now that's not much if that's the actual figure. I don't know why they're putting it like that. I guess that would be correct. Yeah, that would be $165,902.73. So, anyways, let's see what's this down here. Hillary for America is the name of her official campaign committee, and during 2015 and 16, it raised a total of $585 million. Are you serious? She raised $585 million 2015 and 16, but that still wasn't enough to beat Donald Trump. Anyway, that's $500 million. Wow. I've just, this figure is just blown me away. 585 million. Well, right now it's only 131,000, so she's way off the mark, and I believe that should tell her what she should actually do. Go take your internet key and go hide somewhere, because I don't know if Biden goes down and his son, I don't think you will hear from Clintons anymore. At least not here, not in this country. So this is from Sputnik. Nearly 1,700 U.S. priests accused of child sex abuse live freely among the minors. Yeah, no big deal. I mean, were they all housed over there in the Vatican? I mean, that is its own little city, right? I don't know if they have their own zip code, but so these 1,700 priests and clergy members that the Catholic Church considers credibly accused of these child sexual abuse are living in the U.S. with no oversight. This is from the AP report published Friday. No oversight. Why not? Why the heck not? Are you Catholics still going to church on Sundays? I don't get this at all. I mean, maybe this is another part of the delusion that the Lord has given. I don't know. That they are under some delusion. How are these priests protected? What is the matter with you people? First of all, I mean, it's bad to begin with when you tell the priest they can't marry. You know, that's bad enough, but to not only have all these priests, including, anyways, you know, it's just reverberating the darkness. Yeah, just these pounding black waves, the little ripples from the child's. Never mind. In its review of more than 1,500 clergy members, AP found out that out of 2,000 living priests and other church employees named as credible accusers, almost 1,700 were living. Yeah, we just heard that. Only a few hundred, such as clergy members, were being supervised by the church or by law enforcement. I mean, heck, man, you can get put on this, sexual offense list just for going pee outside and having somebody see you and report you. And, you have to admit, people, that if you've led any kind of, life outdoors, somewhere along the line during your lifetime, you have had to use the, outdoors, Mother Nature. We have to use her bathroom. I'm just saying, if you get caught, you will be put on this list. I've seen some on the list that did that. I've looked at those stats before. Anyways, this is a tragedy. It shouldn't be happening. Um, just so many things that we need to pray for, everyone. I mean, if you can't do anything, other than that, then that should be what you should be doing. Period. If you don't have contacts, you don't write letters, you don't sign petitions, you don't speak out somewhere, then go pray. We need to pray for this anyway. We all prayed, and I believe wholeheartedly that we prayed and Trump was elected. Okay? And prayers, they're just very powerful. Now that Jesus is standing there with the veil open at the door, and everything you ask in Jesus' name, he's going to relay right to the throne, right to God. I've been the recipient of prayers answered. Okay. Of course, I didn't get my brand new Ford pickup that cost $60,000. I didn't get that. I didn't really pray for that. So don't worry. I didn't pray for that. I pray for what I need, not for what I want. That's how prayers are answered. Let's move on. This is from Investment Watch, OAN. That's One American Network exclusive. Giuliani may sue Democrats for deliberately engaging in at least 2 frame-ups. I hope he does. Now that's what I call using, the tools that God gave you. He's a lawyer or used to be a district attorney or something like that, prosecutor. I mean, most of them are or were. So anyways, let's listen to 3 minutes of this.
He says he's considering suing Democrats in connection with the Ukraine controversy. One America's Neil McCabe has more from New York City.
Before he became an international icon as the New York City mayor, Rudolph Giuliani was a federal prosecutor and a senior official in President Ronald Reagan's Justice Department. Now the leader of President Donald Trump's legal team, Giuliani told One American News he is considering a massive lawsuit against House Intel Chairman Adam Schiff and the House of Representatives.
There was a Deutsche Bank executive who committed suicide, and his son became a drug addict, and his son stole documents through his dad. He got a hold of documents relating to the president that he has apparently been trying to sell to support his drug habit. And he was also interacting with one of Schiff's investigators. Schiff may or may not have those Deutsche Bank documents. But what does this say about the character of Schiff's investigation, and what do you know about this?
That's why I am strongly considering. We haven't made a decision yet because it's a big step, but I'm strongly considering and maybe going to recommend a very, very detailed, broad-based complaint against the not only the United States Congress but individual members in their individual capacity, because I think they deliberately and knowingly have engaged in at least 2 frame-ups. And you and I can't do frame-ups, and members of Congress can't do it. Maybe they can do it on the floor of Congress and get away with it, but they can't do it by talking to you and talking to the media and taking documents and urging people to give them dirty pictures, which he did with the setup that Schiff was involved in. People forget that. They can't make claims like I have evidence of direct evidence of Russian collusion and never produce it, unless they're trying to do it to illegally float a frame-up. And who knows how much they did behind the scenes. Yes, they had people in Ukraine. Yes, they have threatened, members of Congress have threatened Ukrainian officials and other foreign officials. If they cooperate with Attorney General Barr, they're going to lose Democratic support. Isn't that what they're claiming the president did? I mean, Chris Murphy did it. Are they going to impeach him? Chris Murphy told the president of Ukraine, if you cooperate with Giuliani, you're going to lose all your Democratic support. Other ones have gone to leaders of countries and said, if you cooperate with Barr, you're going to lose your support. That's not something we should be investigating.
Neil W. McCabe, One American News, New York City.
There you go. Yeah, so it's getting interesting by the day. That's for sure. Activist Post, alternative news and independent news. Martial law is unfolding in Iraq. Go figure. I wonder if this is a test. 30 protesters shot, internet blackout, 24-hour curfews. There you go, folks. All you Q followers who are, trying to let this person who is unnamed, unknown, try to talk you into accepting martial law. This is what will happen. Take this picture, take this tile, and tuck it under your pillow. Maybe that'll save you. Not. Martial law unfolding in Iraq. 30 protesters shot. An internet blackout. Haven't we had those? Don't we have blackouts from time to time? Have we had them years prior to the extent that they're happening now? No, they're testing the grids, even in the internet, to block out certain aspects of it. Facebook, Twitter, whatever, different states, different towns. I mean, they go on testing in California, you know, even though the air is just still dead in one particular town in California, PNG, okay, going to shut off their power because of a threat of future maybe high winds. So turn your power off. I mean, I don't know what it says in the fine print, but all I know is they have a responsibility when we contract with them to pay them that they supply that what they said they would, and not turn it off at their leisure, or the states or towns or whatever municipalities, principalities, powers that be say no. And people, unfortunately, were just sitting back and letting it all happen. Yeah. Dramatic change. It's a coming. Robots are coming for 200,000 U.S. banking jobs. Yeah, hell, I mean, put a computer at a teller or ATM. Just have the people go there and just like to go at McDonald's now and just press the kiosk, just press the buttons, put in your chip and take it out, and your food will be ready in 1 minute. Yeah. And they'll have a robot with the, handing you that bag. I don't get why they need to replace us with robots. They're not going to get any other income or taxes from robots. So sometimes these things I really just don't understand why they're doing it. If we're all gone, they get no more money. They get no more money. They're going to have to go dig it up for themselves. Oh, that's right. They can get a robot to do that too, right? Yeah. Anyways, while they're doing that, I think this is it. No, that's not it. While they're doing that, and I know it's here somewhere, California, I guess, is doing it again. They're testing the universal income that I think it was Musk had mentioned, the $500 a day. I wonder if I picked that up. Should have. Yeah, I can't find it though. Yeah, but that's what they are doing too. Okay, Elon Musk talked about this before. Okay, he talked about the universal income of $500, and I don't know who they're testing it on. They must be tested on people who don't have an income. Because let me tell you, if you don't have an income and somebody gives you $500 a month, well, obviously you're going to need that money. It'll be welcomed. But I'm telling you, if you've got a house payment of $1,500, how is that $500 going to pay off my mortgage? It's not. That $500 is not going to be. It's not going to do anything. Yeah. So, anyways, again, they're testing. They're probing. They're taking in what everyone says, what everyone does. So this, okay, Free Thought Project. This is going to be happening where? In California. To solve the homeless problem. Same thing they did in South Carolina. I don't know about North Carolina, but I know in South Carolina, it's what they did. They took these homeless people, they drove them to the border and said, leave our state or go to jail. Anyways, instead of addressing the actual problem of homeless people in the city by helping them, the city is choosing to start arresting them, ensuring a massive future problem. Yeah, but I'm telling you, there's some people who are going to welcome it because now they're going to get a home, they're going to get a house over their head, they're going to get 3 meals a day. Yep. Most people, I mean, I don't know, maybe 50-50, let's put it that way. 50% of them will welcome it. I mean, I don't know what California weather is at night, while you're trying to sleep on the cement sidewalk under the stars. I mean, it's still got to get a little chilly, right? In any case, I've seen put out a movie there. I think I put it on my Facebook page. Uh, Somebody did a news clip, a news video on the conditions there in LA. Rats running around, people in containment suits cleaning up the area, dead bodies across the street in the river. It was a short video, a mini documentary. But there you have it, people. California to solve the homeless problem by throwing homeless people in prison. So let me see if I have any dates of when they're going to try and do this. So under this plan, homeless people would be rounded up under the ostensible charges. I don't know what that, I'm saying it wrong. OSTENSIBLE. Ostensible charges. I don't know. Probably saying it wrong, but anyway, charges of misdemeanor drug offenses or potential trespassing and thrown in a cage. Let's see. Think about when you, according to the report, the plan is being superheaded by Kern County Sheriff Donnie Youngblood and Kern County District Attorney Cynthia Zimmer, and it has a lot of support. Still don't know when they're going to start doing this, but let's see. Anyways, you want to read? I'll always leave the links. Maybe sometimes I think maybe I should just have less articles out there. Of course, kind of hard to choose which ones. And then go more into them, more detail. In the meantime, well, watchers, Elon Musk unveils SpaceX Starship prototype, reusable transportation system capable of carrying humans anywhere in the system. So you know that they want to go back to the moon. Okay, well, they say back to the moon. Of course, they never made it. They couldn't have without killing people. Just saw a clip the other day. It was kind of convenient that we were talking about this, and a video clip came up of them faking the moon pictures or the Earth pictures through the capsule spaceship that they were in. They weren't actually 130 million miles away, or however that was, 130,000 miles away. Anyway, I don't know if you've ever seen this SpaceX Starship, the one that they prototype that they have video of testing, and it came out pretty darn good. I mean, this thing, blasts off just like in that position, just like that, and can hover, go about, excuse me, go about a half a mile down the street and then come down and park itself, just like you've seen in the movies, especially in the black and white ones. What was the name of that one? Buck Rogers. I don't know. Well, the capsule that looks just like that, just comes down, lands on the ground. They do that. I've watched SpaceX launch a lot of rockets, and it's just awesome how they can get these reusable fuel, whatever you call them, tubes, to come back down and land, with precision on a floating barge in the ocean or on some other boat. It's just awesome. I mean, first of all, we got to get to the moon because they're talking about using the moon as kind of a jumping point because they use most of their fuel, which they do, trying to get out of this atmosphere. I don't think they've ever gotten or left this atmosphere, but at the point of which, is the, what do they call it? The hardest layer of our firmament. They use the most power, and once they get past that, then they get into a part of the atmosphere where they can just, like the satellites and everything else, just float everything. Anyway, I don't think they've actually gone out into outer space. They have with other, I guess, satellites that they drop off at these planets. Maybe, I don't know. We've seen plenty of pictures, haven't we? But anyways, I mean, they have many plans for moon bases. They have plans because they know some things are coming. I guess um, Bizarre came out with an update today, I guess, or yesterday, given a new date of 2021 for this Planet X, Planet 9, and I know I took it somewhere. I took it off Facebook, and I'm saving it somewhere. Just don't know where it is at the moment. But you could just go to Facebook and type in Bizarre's Facebook, and he'll give it to you. Let's see. End time headlines. Disney rumored to make popular Frozen character gay in the third installment. You know the movie, the cartoon Frozen? Now they're going to make a character and they're gay. Come on, folks. Supposedly it's only 6% of the whole population, either of the United States or of the whole world, that are what they call themselves gay. And this 6%, look how it's influencing everything around us, and we're just letting it happen. It's in most of the TV you watch now. I mean, commercials. All I see is women alone with their children. I don't see the men in the picture in the commercials anymore. And then in other commercials, it's either two men or two women. I mean, they were just praising this one couple. They're calling a couple. These two guys who supposedly had children. They can't have children. Okay, men cannot. In any case, I don't know why my alarm's going off. That's probably someone ordering food again. All right. In any case, yeah, we've gone way too far already. Anyways, that's going on there. Alaska, 2019. This is from the Big Wobble. Rogue bears, constant wildfires, dead seals, clams, shrimp, crabs, or any type of fish showing radiation. Spruce tree die-off, missing birds and bats. This is in Alaska. It's going on all over the world. 2019 will go down as Alaska's hottest summer on record. The hottest benchmark in a long-term warning trend with ominous repercussions ranging from rapidly vanishing sea ice, melting glaciers, raging wildfires, deadly death, and chaos for marine life. You know, I can almost guarantee it has a lot to do with Fukushima, what happened there. They just put out the other day, I think we put it out 2 days ago, that they are dumping all those leaking containers that they have on the shore filled with all this radiation. I mean, these things are just deteriorating, they're falling apart. And so they're just going to dump it right into the Pacific Ocean, like they've been doing since 2011. Still doing it. Their scientists are still calling it an extinction level event. We will see. And this was kind of eerie, kind of more towards prophecy, fulfilling it. This is from RT. Printed electronic tattoos could transform healthcare and the battlefield. Well, that's not all, folks. Look at it. See how thin it is? Paper thin. So these engineers had developed a method of printing electronic devices directly onto human skin. Go figure, huh? Mark of the beast, forehead, right hand. The eyebrow raising breakthrough could be used to create high-tech bespoke bandages, and become another tool in modern warfare. Scientists have been trying to create so-called electronic tattoos for years now, and the latest development represents a significant step towards the spooky sound and technology. The system created by researchers from Duke University is gentle enough to work on delicate surfaces, including paper and human skin. The Bofins say that it could pave the way for embedded electronic tattoos for biological tagging, there you go, and bandages containing patient-specific biosensors. What is the bandage supposed to do with the patient? 1 and 0 them to death? I don't get it. They somehow going to link up with the AI and automatically through the air, okay? Because how else? Because you're not hardwired into AI. How do you think AI is going to deliver any kind of medicine or something to these patients? So it being bandages, why it would contain patient-specific biosensors only if you had to go to the hospital. It can't give you any kind of treatment. It can only hold the data. Anyways, the biggest problem is the biological tag and then the mark of the beast, okay? The one that everyone may have to take. And I just found something out today, okay, in Revelation 20, verse 4, okay? And that is talking about the beheadings. People are still going to be beheaded in Revelation 24. Okay, so there still are going to be, and they're going to be beheaded for the witness of Jesus. So there are still going to be members of the church at that point in time. So I don't know. I mean, what exactly that means, except that there will be believers living in this tribulation. Now, I don't know if 50% of them leave in the rapture before the tribulation, and the other 50% are left to endure this great tribulation or this 7-year tribulation, whatever it is. It's not just for the Jews. I'm sorry. The Jews and the Gentiles were grafted together. Do you realize that? We were grafted together. We became them, they became us. We're all one together. Body of Christ. Now, I don't know how and why they would go and separate the Jews from the Gentiles when God put them together. I'm still learning that stuff. So bear with me if you're totally blown away right now. Go read Revelations 24. And there's, what was the other one? Revelation 10. Revelation 10, Revelation 24. Anyway, still trying to figure that out. This is a recording, 2 minutes, 47 seconds. It's starvation. Okay, these biologists in Alaska see a 5th year of significant seabird die-offs. Okay, we just left talking about Alaska. Maybe Alaska is the, shooting off point or the example of what's coming. Massive sea die-offs this summer. 5th year in a row. Yeah. And this is kind of what, I don't know, somebody gave this to me, or I went to Facebook, got this off my brother's site there. The title of it is Decapitation, A Case for a Better Guillotine. And it's just trying to look to see what the heck he was trying to give me here. Um, Electromagnetic radiation protection. I still couldn't figure it out. And it just shows some girl, some lady, having her head chopped off for because she was Christian. And it says something here about watching, a movie. And this is only a minute 22 seconds. I haven't been able to find a darn movie yet. So that's how I got into the Revelation 24 and the beheading, where the saints under the altar cry out, and we hear about beheadings. I mean, and of course the U.S. purchased 20, 30,000 of them for what? And for when? And that's when I, was pointed to 24 about, people still, witnessing for Jesus, still alive then and there, and being defiant against tyranny, against the beast system, because it's right after the second beast appears. So a lot of stuff has happened beforehand, okay? And I would consider that tribulation, because there's a few things that change. The beast system, the beast comes. I don't claim to know, very little about Revelation, Daniel, Ezekiel, but that's going to be my focus for a while. The tribulation, okay? The rapture, how many there actually are. Some people believe that there's two or more. I think that there might be two, but I do know of one. And I know that there's saints that go through this great tribulation. So I don't know what people are saying. I don't know if they separate the Jews from the Gentiles just to have the Jews go through great tribulation and not anybody else. I don't know how you can separate something God put together. So I don't understand that part of it, that it's just for the Jews. Just for the Jews who basically are the ones who put Jesus to death, the ones who don't believe. Anyways, it's a continuing story. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Oh, and this one is just crazy, man. Probably going to leave you with that one, but that's really, really crazy. This LaRoche PAC exposed as a Ocasio-Cortez troller behind "We Must Eat the Babies" viral video. I heard this on the radio today. On mainstream media, Rush Limbaugh show, okay? This woman just screaming in this meeting. Okay. Yes, according to Gizmodo, the Let's Eat the Babies women has ties to LaRoche PAC, a right-wing group that supports President Trump. The group was founded by former communist Lyndon LaRouche. LaRouche, who died earlier this year at the age of 96, was one of the original American politician provocateurs. LaRoche's followers took credit for the prank in a tweet Thursday night, claiming that sometimes only satire works. So, this tweet, one of Ocasio-Cortez's constituents loses her mind over climate change during AOC's town hall. Claims we only have a few months left. Okay, but now we're down to a few months instead of a few years. And of course, AOC says Miami only has 2 years. So we got to start eating babies. We don't have enough time. We have to get rid of the babies. We need, it's just, yeah. Obviously, it is satire at its best. I'm playing it. So prepare yourself.
Gonna be here for much long because of the climate crisis. We only have a few months left. I love that you support the Green Deal, but it's not getting rid of fossil fuel. It's not going to solve the problem fast enough. A Swedish professor saying, we can eat dead people, but that's not fast enough. So I think your next campaign slogan has to be this: we got to start eating babies. We don't have enough time. There's too much CO2. All of you're a pollutant. Too much CO2. We have to start now, please. You are so great. I'm so happy that you're really supporting the Green Deal, but it's not enough. Even if we would bomb Russia, we still have too many people, too much pollution. So we have to get rid of the babies. That's a big problem. Just stopping having babies is not enough. We need to eat the babies, and this is very serious. Please give a response.
Thank you. No, thank you. We'll go ahead. Okay. No, we'll go ahead. No. Yeah, no. Thank you. So I think so one of the things that's very important to us is that we need to treat the climate crisis with the urgency that it does present. Luckily, we have more than a few months. We do need to hit net zero in several years. But I think we all need to understand that there are a lot of solutions that we have.
Yeah, all I can say to that, man, is crazy is as crazy does, or whatever. You know how it goes. Obviously, it was faked, but there's a lot of things going around that just do not make sense. They want us to get rid of meat. They want us to start eating veggie burgers. They are putting the taste of human flesh in a lot of the flavorings in our food. Go look up Cinemex. You can go to stopthecrime.net and look it up there, or look it up on Google. That ingredient is in the flavorings of Pepsi, Doritos. I mean, there is a list out there. Go look it up and you can find out what you're eating. I mean, then we can go back years ago and talk about some of the cosmetics that women are putting on their faces. Also contains these ingredients. Okay. Don't know except that they are dark and demonic and demented and any other thing that you can think of. That's what they are. It's just total darkness. It is the dark versus the light. And anytime the light shines, the darkness will flee. So let's be that light, man. We can be that light. And actually, you don't do anything. Jesus Christ will do it all. He says that he will. He's going to do the work. You just believe. That's all you have to do. You believe, and then let him take hold of you. Once he takes hold of you, you can't help but be changed. You will become that light, and the darkness will flee. The depression, the anger, the irritation, all that stuff can go. Just need to give him a chance, need to believe. Go read about his story. Go read about him in the Bible. With that, I'm taking off, everyone. God bless you. It is Friday. It is the Sabbath Eve. I will try and do something for the weekend. Of course, I say that every weekend, and I get caught up into things, but I do have to work on my truck. That should take but an hour, but it'd probably take me half a day. In any case, that's the only thing I got going this weekend. So I hope to come out. We all got to talk about things. So in the meantime, God bless everyone. Keep your family close. Know where they are at all times. And with that, peace out, everyone.